America is deeply divided. There are only two sides to every issue, and there is no interest in finding common ground, not even with members of your own family. But as the 2024 presidential election looms on the horizon, there has never been a more important time to have the necessary conversation.
Welcome to the necessary conversation. We are all here. My dad's here this time. This podcast is, of course, a podcast about myself, Chad Kultgen, and my sister, Haley Pope. What's going on? Haley, your audio's cutting out. You're doing all kinds of weird stuff there. My sister is having some technical difficulties or something. This podcast is about my sister and I talking to our parents who are both super right-wing, Maja Republicans. And we talk about the political issues of the day. Dad, I have one quick question for you before we begin. On January 29th of last year, you said a nuclear weapon would be used in Ukraine within 30 to 40 days. We are now 371 days past that prediction.
Yeah, same old blah, blah, blah. They already used one. You don't even know it.
Do you know it?
Yes.
Okay. We start every day. I know you guys have some rants. Is that right?
Yeah, I got one.
Do you want to do your rant first, or do you want a question first from a listener?
I'll give you my rant.
Okay.
What we're now seeing is the direct effect of affirmative action. We've got a whole slew of unqualified black people running our country, and you can see the result. It's an absolute disaster. They're not qualified. They're not superior to us. They're not even equal to us, and they're running our country. And now you've got a Secretary of Defense who no more is qualified to run a fucking car wash than our military. End of rant.
Because he got cancer?
No, because he's a fucking lame ass black guy who's not qualified to do fucking job, and he should have disqualified himself the minute he couldn't stay in office and do the fucking job. Yeah. But no, he gets a grace period because he's black.
Could be because he has cancer.
No, it's black.
No, here was
If that would have been a white guy, he'd be out on his ass now.
My rant was that Lloyd Austin.
Pure black.
And this was before I knew Dad was going to go.
Race war coming.
Was going to go crazy. Lloyd Austin, it was failure to disclose that he had to go in the hospital. Yeah. I'm sorry he has cancer. None of us not. Oh, stop it. None of us like cancer. We know that's a bad, bad thing. But this came right about, he didn't tell anybody he's going to the hospital. So he says he didn't tell President Biden. See, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, what if he's the scapegoat? He did tell them. Mm-hmm. Then they said, oh, just go have your operation. It'll be okay. And then when everybody found out, he had to go tell everybody, I'm sorry, I didn't tell a soul. I am sorry. I should have handled it different.
Sorry doesn't cut it.
That's what I'm kind of thinking. I'm thinking he is the scapegoat for Biden.
Blacks think they can say they're sorry and get away with plain
I don't
old
think
murder.
that race has anything to do with this.
I do.
Okay.
I do agree with you. Anyone who's at that level of political position in America should immediately alert everyone involved that they're going to be in the hospital for some amount of time.
Not only Chad was he in the hospital, he went under anesthetic and was knocked out for an operation.
And his second in command didn't know about it. He's a liar. When he was talking about that, he's a fucking liar because she said she didn't even know he was in the hospital.
We'll never know what's true. All we know for factual certain.
I don't believe black people. I can tell you that. So I know what's true.
Right. Okay. But yes, I agree with you. Anyone, again, at that position is obligated, I think, to let everyone know if they're going to be unable to perform their duties for any extended amount of time, even for a day. You have to let people know. And I do think it's strange that he didn't. And I don't know why that is exactly. I know, Dad, you have your ideas. But let's move on. Haley, do you know about this? Do you want to weigh in on this?
No.
Do you know about it, Haley?
No.
No. So the security of our United States was nowhere, and you didn't know about it.
When the terrorist bombs start going off here at the United States, you can blame Joe Biden and that black defense secretary.
All right. Let's move on to a question.
They're doing nothing.
let's move on to a question from a listener as we open every episode with one of these. If you want to send your questions, all you got to do is record a 1 minute or shorter audio clip and email it to the necessaryconversationpod@gmail.com. I go through them all and pick my favorite ones. This one's for you specifically, Dad. Are you ready?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hi, my name is Margot, and I currently live in Oklahoma. I am wondering what brings happiness in Bob's life, because he always seems very, very angry. So I'm just curious. Thank you.
What was the question? I didn't hear her.
What brings happiness in Bob's life? Because he always seems very angry.
I'll tell you what'll bring happiness in Bob's life:
Trump.
horses and Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Hold that. I got
when we turn this country around and get rid of this nonsense, it's like people like Margot.
Yeah.
You know, what makes her happy? Terrorism, blacks running the country.
No. The question is what makes you happy. Now let's take Donald Trump out of the equation. Let's say that it can't.
That's going to make me happy.
I understand, but I'm theoretically asking you if you could take politics out of it and
I just go be with my horses.
Horse. That's it. Horse makes happy.
Yeah, as far away from fucking people as I can get.
Horse is it.
Horse
is happiness for you.
Hey, yeah, it is right now.
And that's the only thing?
Well, that's the only thing I got right here right now.
All right.
What else do I got?
Well, you have a wife.
Yeah.
You have
and
two
she
children.
goes with me to the horses. And that's what makes her happy.
Horse makes happy. Horse wife makes happy. And that's it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Thanks for your question.
And liberals like Margot make me angry as hell. Look out, Margot. It's all coming your way eventually.
Bob, she asked a question. What makes you happy?
I just said that.
Okay.
Horse makes happy. Okay. Let's move on to our program. Our first topic is U.S. attacks in the Middle East. In response to Iran-backed drone attacks in Jordan that killed 3 U.S. troops on January 28th, Joe Biden authorized major strikes on dozens of targets across Iraq and Syria on Friday. Then on Sunday, the U.S. and the U.K., with support from several other countries, conducted strikes on Houthi targets in Yemen from air and surface platforms across 13 different locations. Seeking to avoid a regional war with Tehran, the U.S. has not targeted Iran directly, instead going after some of its most powerful proxies in the region. It is an indirect way of trying to send a message to Iran's leadership, which has grown increasingly nervous about the actions of some of the militant organizations it backs. Iran funds, arms, and supplies these groups to different degrees, but its leadership does not control them directly. And U.S. forces struck an additional Houthi anti-ship cruise missile in Yemen early Sunday local time in quote, self-defense against a Houthi cruise missile that was prepared to launch against ships in the Red Sea. Haley, are we going to war with Iran?
Probably. Yeah, probably. I mean, I think doesn't Biden want to go to war to win the votes? I mean, I feel like that's par for the course. Yeah,
Yes.
We're going to war. Yes.
Okay. Mom, are we going to war with Iran?
I hope not. I sure the heck hope not, because it's a huge mistake if we do. It's huge. I don't know.
Dad?
Well, you ignorant bastards need to figure out we're already at war with Iran. It's just a matter of when we start shooting at each other.
I mean, an official declaration. Are we going to get that from Joe Biden?
Yes.
How long do you think it will take?
I don't know. As soon as 5 or 10 of the Iranian terrorists that are now on U.S. soil strap on their vests and blow some fucking people up.
And you think that's
coming.
When do you think that's coming?
Oh, I think before Biden leaves office.
So another 4.5 years?
No. Another fucking 6 or 8 months.
Okay.
In fact, there's a 50-50 chance, in my opinion, that something happens in Vegas during the Super Bowl.
Interesting. Other than a Taylor Swift takeover, you mean?
Yeah, I'm talking about a terrorist attack that kills people. They may either hit a hotel or two or just blow up the fucking stadium.
Nah.
You think they're going to blow up the Super Bowl? Terrorists?
They could.
All right.
Very easily.
I guess time will tell on that one.
There's nothing. There's not a fucking thing to stop them.
Really? You think
No.
terrorists can blow up the Super Bowl?
I think they can walk right in and blow up sections of it left and right.
Okay.
Then
It
why
won't be
haven't they
one
just
big bomb.
hijacked?
It won't be one big bomb. It'll be 5 or 10 guys wearing fucking strapped on jackets.
And how do you think
I
they
mean,
get
I've-
those bombs through security?
Oh, fuck easy. They get them through security every fucking day.
Then why
They just
haven't more
don't detonate them,
airplanes
or-
been hijacked and shit?
Well, they ain't ready. When they're ready, they're going to do it. And we don't have control over when or where. My opinion is that this is a set and duck for them.
Interesting. Haley, you kind of alluded to this. Is this a good move for Biden? Wartime presidents almost always get reelected. So do you think he's orchestrating this specifically to help his reelection bid? Haley.
I think everything is strategy, certainly at this point, trying to gain whatever Republican votes they can. So yeah, I think it's all strategy.
Dad?
Well, I don't think Joe Biden and the blacks running our country have nothing to do with strategy.
Mhm.
They just pull off every goddamn trick in the book trying to get something to do. Personally, if we're at war with Iran, Joe Biden's popularity is going to go to about 18%.
You think?
It'll crush him.
Interesting. I tend to
You
think
know why?
that it will
The
help him.
independents and the idiots like you
Mhm.
won't vote for him now.
I
Because
mean,
you'll be in danger.
I
You'll
think
be in what they call, in A Few Good Men, grave danger. Is there any other kind?
look, I think is mom around? What is she doing?
Okay, I'm back. It seems like every time we start this, Kitty has anal gland problems. I'm fixing the anal glands. I'll be right back.
What?
Wait, before you go,
What?
do you
What?
think that we are going to war with Iran?
Yes, because Biden's stupid son of a bitch. Yes.
And so you don't think it's a good move for him then in the upcoming election?
No, well, of
Hell
course
no.
it is for him. He doesn't
No,
care about us.
It's not going to be good for him on a political stage.
Mhm.
You think every time we have a war, the president gets reelected? That ship sailed a long time ago. You're losing all of your fucking goods coming out of the Red Sea, and you're going to start paying $20 for a carton of eggs. You're going to get strapped like you ain't never been strapped before. We are not in an economic recovery. We're in a fucking free fall, and you'll see this. And what's going to end up happening is we're going to be fighting a war with Iran, and the Ukraine's going to go down to Russia.
All right. Let me ask you this.
And he's done. I can tell you this right now. Joe Biden has as good a chance of being president of the United States as I do.
Interesting. I don't know if that's
And I'm not even
true.
running for it.
I mean, here's the thing that you're maybe not accounting for in this scenario. There is
Yes, I
a
am.
huge portion of the United States electorate that never cannot stand the idea of Donald Trump. And it doesn't matter who you put
that's
against
right.
him
That's half
for the
of them.
Democrats. They will vote
That's
for
half
them.
of them. And that's the half that's going to fucking lose.
All right. Well, we'll see. But
Yeah,
let me
we
ask you
will.
this question. Let me ask you this question. Imagine that Biden
Who?
did not win. I'm asking you, Dad. Sorry. And then we'll go to Haley. Then we'll go to Mom if she's still around.
I can hear you.
What?
I can hear
She
you.
can hear what you're
Okay.
asking.
Imagine that Biden did not win the last election. Imagine Trump is still in office now. This happens. This drone attack in Jordan kills 3 American soldiers. What does Trump do?
He blows up Iran's oil facilities.
So he would attack as well. He would do basically what
Yeah.
Biden is doing here.
He'd be right. No, he would attack Iran. Not
He would
this area.
declare open war immediately, killing
He
civilian.
wouldn't declare war. He'd do the same thing he did in Syria. He'd
Okay.
fucking shoot some missiles at their oil refineries.
Mhm.
That takes all their fucking money away.
Okay, I can
But
And
answer.
if
that
they
would
want to
be-
respond,
Don't
and if
yell.
they want to respond, he'd go, "Come on, motherfucker, let's go."
But those are civilian targets if you're talking about
Big
taking
deal.
out oil refineries. So
No,
that would be
you're
an
right.
act of war.
You forget about war with me. There are no fucking civilians.
Okay.
Okay.
We would
But there
not
are
get into-
in terms of
Doesn't
legality.
matter. They're all gonna fucking die anyway.
Okay.
In within 4 years of Trump being president,
Mhm.
Iran will be a fucking glass factory.
You know what I think is sad too what about our people that are in the tunnels over there? What about our prisoners? Nobody's even talked about them, the people that they took. That's all forgotten now. Thank you, fucking Biden. I was going to say something very important. Oh, this never would have happened if Trump was our president, because guess what? He had sanctions on their ass so tight.
They wouldn't have any money.
They wouldn't have any money to be doing any of this.
To fly a drone into a...
Yes. Joe Biden is the one that took off all the Iran sanctions.
Okay, so I'm just asking you. Let's take away this version of the theoretical question, and let's say it did happen.
Why are
let's
we
say Trump
doing
was in
that?
office. Because I'm curious to know what you think Trump would have done in this exact situation. If he was president...
I just told you.
I know, and now I'm asking Mom.
Probably the same thing. He would have went in even stronger and just blew up those refineries, because that's more or less like a sanction to me. That's like taking away all their wealth, everything they had. Biden gave it back to them. That's exactly what he did.
I'd have dropped one on the Ayatollah in Tehran too.
That's
you don't think Trump would have come on TV and gone, "I like my U.S. soldiers alive"?
Don't do that. That's going to get Dad mad. Don't do that.
Haley, what do you think? What do you think Trump would have done?
Don't do it. What?
Haley, what do you think Trump would have done if he was president right now in this situation?
He would have immediately pressing the red button, killing as many people as possible with no clue where he's even dropping bombs. He would have immediately.
I don't think he would have. I don't think that. I think he would have done nothing. I think he would have just been like, "I'm gonna call somebody. I'm gonna call whoever."
He's gonna make.
I'm gonna call the black guys that are running Joe Biden and ask them what to do, like Joe Biden does.
Okay, you know what they're calling this strike now?
The ignorant blacks running the country.
You know what they're calling this strike? They're calling that whack-a-mole. That he is just there's no strategy, there's no nothing. I'm just bombing. We're in trouble again, just like Afghanistan. Look what happened there. Here we go again.
Yeah.
Joe Biden is worst president in history for our United States. I can't yell that enough. I can't say it enough.
Worse than Nixon?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh, my God. When the bodies came back, there was Jill, there was Biden, being very stoic and doing their duty. I said, wait a minute. Why is she in front of him? Isn't he our president? He should have been in front of her, going to the lieutenants, to the people standing there, shaking the hands. No, he was like 2.5 foot in back of her because he didn't know where the fuck he was going.
It was probably just in case he tripped and fell, he could fall into her instead of hit the ground.
Oh, yeah. And then she could put his diaper back on and everything else. I'm in a bad mood for Biden today. Very bad mood.
We all have been for quite some time.
Yeah.
Haley and I are not in a good mood for Biden either. I just...
Okay.
There's no choice here. We don't
You know what your
have a
problem
choice.
is, though? You don't realize what the consequences are going to be because of this fool.
I know.
You have no fucking clue how bad this is going to get. And it's going to get bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I personally don't think that the consequences have much to do with politics. My personal belief is all politicians are bought and paid for by the giant corporations of this world, the billionaires, et cetera, et cetera. I think they are the ones who are actually writing policy through lobbyists, and the people in office are just signing the fucking document to get their checks so that they can get on boards of directors on these giant companies when they matriculate out of politics into the corporate world. I simply don't think the politician matters all that much.
And you know, this morning when I got online,
and you know, your premise is exactly correct, except when it comes to Donald Trump. He does matter very much.
Okay. When I got online this morning, I was reading about the strikes and everything. Now, I think what I read, 40 dead. And that will go up and up and up and up. It's going to be terrible. Just terrible. Nobody wanted this.
I agree.
I do.
Let's move on to our second topic, China's cyber threat. Last Wednesday, FBI Director Christopher Wray warned that Chinese hackers...
let's trust that fucking idiot.
Are preparing to, quote, wreak havoc and cause real-world harm in the U.S. In a public hearing with the House Select Committee on the Chinese Communist Party, Wray said China's hackers are positioning on American infrastructure in preparation to wreak havoc and cause real-world harm to American citizens.
Christopher Wray says that. That fucker's been lying to us for 8 years.
Okay.
And communities, if or when China decides the time has come to strike. Though cyber officials have long sounded the alarm about China's offensive cyber capabilities, Ray's dramatic public warning underlines the huge level of concern at the top of the U.S. government about the threat Chinese hackers pose to critical infrastructure nationwide. The head of the National Security Agency and other senior U.S. officials also testified on Chinese cyber activity in front of the panel Wednesday. Chinese government-backed hackers, Ray said, are targeting things like water treatment plants, electrical infrastructure, and oil and natural gas pipelines. The Chinese government has previously denied allegations of hacking efforts. The hearing comes in the wake of a big push by U.S. and Chinese officials to ease tensions in the relationship between the two superpowers. At a meeting in November, Chinese President Xi Jinping assured U.S. President Joe Biden that China would not interfere in the 2024 U.S. election. Haley, does this worry you?
Yeah. I mean, I guess there's been chatter about this shit for a while, but I think, what was that fucking movie? Leave the World Behind?
Yeah.
Red Dawn, all that.
Oh yeah, let's
seeing
put it
shit
to
like
a
that
movie.
and then hearing
This ain't
shit
a
like
fucking
this.
movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a legitimate concern.
All right. Mom, does it worry you?
Of course, everything worries me these days, but for him to bring it up like everything does, that's what Dad says. He says I need medication. For him to even bring it up like that, yes. The part
can't anybody kind of hack anything? And then if you have lots of people who know what the fuck they're doing, like certainly something like that is feasible.
You and I could not hack our water system and put stuff in it and make it go down. You and I could not hack
not you and I. Not you and I, but there are certainly people I believe that could do that.
Up, you're going to get them back in a day? No.
What?
Dad predicted, this was a prediction and we should have wrote it down. He said that all the banks will go down electronically and that China could do that to us. If all of our banking goes down, even for a month, we're all fucked. People can't get to
you and I aren't.
I feel like it would take way more than just China, though. I feel like it would take something like, more than just one country.
Well,
what scares me is no water, no food. Look what happened to us during the pandemic. People were freaking. I mean, we go in grocery stores, there's no food. That is very scary. If you're not like a prepper and you don't have food stored.
Do you even know where 25% of your food comes from?
California.
Red Sea.
All right.
And Mars is now cutting their shipments completely off because they're losing too many boats.
Haley.
So 25% of your food supply
right now
is going to be gone in 30 days.
So you better stock up. Haley.
And that's not a wish or an option. It's a fact. It's going to happen.
Haley, this would be a good time to talk about our friend. We don't have to say his name. Tell him about our friend and your visit with him in the bakery. Prepper.
Why?
Oh,
yeah, there's people that prep. What do you want? What do you want? There are preppers, yes.
Dad, let me ask you, does this warning from Christopher Wray worry you at all?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Because I expected it to happen at some point, and I wouldn't believe two fucking words that come out of Christopher Wray's mouth. That motherfucker's been lying to the United States public for 8 years.
All right.
He's a worthless piece of shit.
We do have enough food stored for probably a year. Probably. We have a safe room too. Why do you think all those like, oh God, what's his name in Hawaii and Oprah? Why are they doing underground bunkers? Now, see, that scares me. I'm scared about everything these days.
Because I think rich people have the ability to prepare for any eventuality because money's no object to them. They can say, go build me a fucking $10 million bunker somewhere. They don't care. They may never set foot in it. It's just a precaution because the world is starting to come apart at the seams now. We can all feel that. We all see it. There's climate change. There's war everywhere.
Because America is being run collapse. By blacks.
Okay, here's another question. Why
as soon as we get rid of that, Zuckerberg? We'll be all right.
Zuckerberg is the one that just built like the fucking, the mansion with like 4 fucking bathrooms and shit underground and all that, right?
Yes, that was the one I was thinking about. Now, why is this? If China is the one that's going to hack us and pull us all down, why are we allowing them to buy land in our United States of America?
Ask Trump. Trump has sold multiple real
Trump.
estate pieces
Trump.
to Chinese government.
No, I'm talking
and
about
was making money at Mar-a-Lago directly from Chinese government officials who stayed
I'm
there.
talking about present day. Why do we allow them to buy acreage in all of the United States? You know, I have a friend in Houston. She sees it every day. When she worked in one particular feed store, they would come in. They were all preppers. They were buying this. They were buying that to survive, living off the land and buying acres and acres and acres down by Houston. Why are we allowing this?
Who are these people buying these things?
Chinese nationals.
How did she know they were Chinese nationals?
Because it's on the real estate bill of sales.
And by the
she
way,
looked it all up.
Yeah, we do research. Believe it or not,
by how they paid for their things they were
in
buying
fact,
too.
Florida was going to put a ban on Chinese buying any land in Florida,
And
Biden had a court judge cancel that and say you can't do it.
Look, I have been very open about the fact that I think Biden is extremely corrupt as well.
But you're fine
I don't
with
dispute
that?
it.
You'd vote for him anyway.
I'm not fine with it. I think the whole system is fucked.
Yeah, you'll vote
I think
for
we
him
should have
anyway,
many more
'cause you're
choices than
ignorant.
Donald Trump and Joe
he's voting
Biden.
for Trump.
Yeah, and I gave you as a birthday present.
That's
I am voting
voting
for
for
Trump.
Trump.
I told you
Did
that.
you forget that?
No.
We'll have to roll that reel.
But in his heart, he wishes Biden would win. I can tell you that.
No, in my heart, I wish there was someone else to choose. I wish there was a different system.
Well, there's
I wish
not.
that super
No,
PACs
don't
didn't
have that
control
choice.
everything.
No. This should have been a topic. We now
Yeah.
have a third party or a libertarian.
Not
Kennedy.
really. Okay,
Kennedy.
let me. Yes. All right. Fine. That's
All right.
irrelevant. Obviously. Let me ask you this: do you think that the Chinese hackers are going to fuck with our political system with the vote in 2024 with the election?
Absolutely. They'll do everything they can to keep Biden in office.
Do you think
Right.
Democrats will pay them to do this?
Pay who?
Don't have to. They'll do it free.
Haley,
don't
do
know.
you think they're going to fuck with the election?
Yeah,
already
it's
have.
possible. Yeah.
We saw Russia doing it in 2020.
No, we
Or
didn't.
sorry, in 2016. Yeah, we
There
did.
we go. Did we?
Yes.
Did we see that? Wasn't that all disproved?
No.
Not in they did not hack
Oh,
the
they did.
voting
They
machines,
did.
but they did
Russia didn't do shit in 16.
Yes, they did.
No, they
Most-
did.
Okay, stop.
Most of the
That's what he
online
sounds like
Stop.
to me.
most of the online groups that were supporting Trump, it was found out were Russian bots, Russian intelligence forms.
Yeah.
Let
Right.
him talk.
According to Dick Wad, CBNS, NBC, DIF.
Oh yeah.
The fucking factual newscaster.
Hey, and by the way,
Who have now all had to admit that they were wrong.
by the way,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I have a lot of followers that love me. I love you all. Keep those good messages coming. And
Yeah.
I also have a lot of haters that say I drink the Kool-Aid. You know what I say to them?
Fuck you.
Fuck you. And
All right. Let me ask you this.
Right. What?
They have
One final
haters.
question.
Yeah,
One
we
final
have
question.
haters too.
okay.
One final question where Chinese hacking is concerned. Haley, what should we do to stop this from happening?
Can you stop it from happening?
No.
Cybersecurity, like
It's
we
hacker
already
versus
have.
hacker. We have hackers,
mean,
they
yeah.
have hackers. Our hackers try to stop their hackers and try to hack them.
It's like
Their
the
hackers try to
movie
stop our hackers.
Hackers.
And, yeah.
Your
Yeah,
hacker's
I just
been
see
working on
Hackers
it
the
for
movie
50
like
years.
just sitting like this is the keyboard like and it's just
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. Hacker versus hacker.
So you need to be
Uh,
prepared.
Mom, what should we do to stop it?
You have to be prepared. What I was trying to get Haley to
Get
speak,
rid
I
of
guess
the
she had,
fucking blacks running the country.
I guess
Stock
she had a
up.
brain fart. We have a friend from long ago. You know him too, Chad. We'll tell you later. He came in. He had served in our military during Afghanistan. No, when did he serve, Haley?
Who?
Haley, when did he
Nice.
serve?
Who are you talking about?
Chad can beep out his name. It's no big deal. He is prepared. He's prepared. You got to be prepared. Military people are, ex-military people are. They think it's real.
Okay. So what
Y'all
should
live
we
in a fantasy
be doing
world.
to stop this again is the question. I don't know what the hell
We
you're talking
can't.
about.
I don't think we can as an individual, as our government, and our
We-
government doesn't give a
And
shit.
in our government, here's your problem with what your rationale is.
Yeah.
You act like fucking Biden and his black commanders are proactive. They're not. They're reactive. We'll find out what they can do about it after it happens, and you're already fucked.
I agree with that. I think, but I mean, here's the flip side of this. If China were to do what you guys are suggesting, like attack our banks or something, so no one can use money for like a week until they can get it back up, that would be full societal collapse. If China does that, and there is credible proof that it was them behind it, that is a war immediately.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
We're already at war with China. Have been for 50 years.
No, but I'm saying if they do something
Bullets
like
and
that,
everything.
right? If they do something like that, I think we are sending troops, flying jets, drone strikes. I think that's like there would be major repercussions for doing something like that. Do you think that threat of however America might react to something like this is kind of keeping
No.
them at bay?
Because Joe Biden will never do it. That's why it's going to happen before he leaves office.
That's why the
Joe
next
Biden will
11
never do what?
Attack them.
He literally, our first
They
news
can
story was
shut
about how
down
he's
the entire
just
country,
dropping
shut down
bombs
the
willy
entire
nilly in the
fucking
Middle
country,
East.
And Joe Biden will sit there with his thumb in his ass, full of shit, and watch it.
the next
Okay.
11 months are gonna
Because
be
he's being
scary.
commanded by stupid black people.
The line of logic is interesting that you use. I don't quite follow it, but let's move on to our simmer down. Are you ready?
Yes.
This week we lost a very important actor who was in the Rocky series. He was in one of my favorite movies of all time, Predator. Carl Weathers has left his mortal coil. Haley, how does this affect you?
I mean, sad to see it. Big part of childhood memories, very nostalgic. Wasn't he in fucking an Adam Sandler, a Happy Gilmore?
Yeah,
he
he
had
was
like
in
one
Happy
arm
Gilmore.
or some shit.
Yep.
Yeah, he had like little bit parts here and there. Loved the Rocky franchise, loved Predator. Fucking handshake heard around the world. Yeah, like the entire fucking.
He was Apollo Creed.
Yes, I know who Apollo Creed is.
Yeah.
You act like I don't know who he was. I'm
pretty sad.
Yeah.
As I get older and like all of the actors that were in all of the movies and TV shows and shit from when I was a kid, like they're all fucking dying now.
Yeah.
It really kind of hits home how old I am, and I'm half dead. So you know, it's very sad.
Yeah, when Schwarzenegger goes, that's going to be a bad one for me. Mom, how has this affected you? Carl Weathers passing into the afterlife.
I just saw it on TV. I know he was a good actor. I liked him in Rocky Balboa movie. But, you know, we all die. We all live. We all die.
All right.
We start dying the minute we're born. We know this. I'm not in a good mood today.
Dad, has it affected you at all? You like the Rocky movies. I remember watching those with you when I was a kid.
No, I'm not affected.
It's sad.
I care not.
All right. Well, that was a fun simmer down. Let's get back into it. Our next topic is migrants attacking cops in New York City. 4 men charged in last week's attack on 2 NYPD officers are believed to have fled to California on a bus, and unwitting taxpayers appear to have paid for their tickets. A law enforcement source has divulged. The city's Office of Emergency Management has been supplying travel vouchers to migrants who approach participating nonprofit groups asking for help leaving the city. Some of the suspects in the attack, after being freed without bail, are now believed to have swapped immigration numbers with other people at their shelter and used the misappropriated identities to obtain vouchers and tickets under fake names to come to California. Haley, this is a single incident that we know of this. Do you think it's a widespread problem?
No, I feel like we certainly would have heard about it. Like Fox News would have fucking ran with any and every story like this. So
this information is from Fox News per Mom's request.
No way. No way.
Oh yeah, way. Oh yeah, way.
Right. I mean, that kind of to the point. If it happens, Fox News is going to cover it. And this is literally the only time I've heard it. So few and far between.
You're baking in your store. You're very busy. It was on national channels, Haley. How after they beat the shit out of, it was a cop and someone else. It was two people, I think they beat up, kicking them, hitting them, ran away. Okay, once they did take them to jail and they were released without bond. As they were walking out of jail, they flipped everybody off.
Two of them did.
Yeah, two of them.
Or one
did.
of them did.
Oh, excuse me.
One or two of them did.
Two of them.
Four.
I can tell you their names, their ages, 19, 19, 21, 24. There was 4 of them that got, but in total there was 8. If you would look at the video,
And the video was on Lester the Molester of NBC News.
Yeah.
I think if you would watch the video, Haley, you would extremely be upset that they could kick the shit out of someone like that, not be kept in jail, let go the same day. Then from there,
do you guys ever get upset when you see police officers murder innocent bystanders and never go to jail? Does that bother you?
I don't see that on the news.
There are no innocent bystanders.
You didn't see the George Floyd video?
That wasn't murder.
Okay,
I mean, it
let
literally
me get
was.
Back to my topic, the one that I wanted to talk about.
Okay, sorry.
Guess what? What they charged them with was
more black propaganda.
Was 2nd-degree assault on a police officer and obstructing government administration. That's what they were charged with. Now, they get free. They get new identities. They go to California, Arizona, wherever they went. Now, this is what I think is ironic about
Chad's state.
About our government right now. Last week in LA, a dog napper grabs this, oh God, what was it? The cute one, the French Bulldogs things, grabbed it away from a lady. She was so distraught, she jumped on the car of the dog napper racing away. She rolls off. The police tried to help her find him. They later found the dog napper, kept her in jail with a $70,000 bond. So dog nappers get $70,000 bond and put in prison. These motherfuckers that rip the shit out of police get nothing. Goodbye. See you later. Go wherever you want.
But also in that dog napping
Here's some
case,
money from Joe Biden. Take that train. Do this airplane. Here's some credit cards. Bullshit. I hate our government.
That dog napping
And
case,
that's why our government, as it exists now, will not survive.
It's called
because half the country is in our boat.
Yeah, this is lawless.
And we will not stand for it one fucking year longer.
Okay.
How can we put a dog napper in jail?
We're going to start taking down the black regime of this country.
All right.
Go ahead.
The dog napping thing, I think, got escalated because when that woman jumped on the car and they drove away, I believe that became something else. That was some kind of an assault or attempted murder or something along those lines.
What the fuck?
The charges got
20
escalated.
Kids beating on cops is.
It was 8.
Huh? What do you think that is?
8 in New York.
What's your answer for that, big boy?
No, here's the answer. The answer is New
You
York.
don't have one.
New York's laws allow this, and California's laws are more stringent. California is treating criminals with harsher penalties than New York is. That's really what's happening here.
Okay.
That's because of the governor of New York.
I don't care who it's because of.
Told him you can do what you want.
So
Listen,
second
my
degree,
question was,
another Democrat.
do you think this is a widespread problem, Mom? Do you think this is happening a bunch, or is this the only case of it?
What, assault on police officers?
Yeah, that migrants are assaulting police
Every
officers,
day.
then exchanging their
Migrants are
immigration numbers with other people to get travel vouchers to come to California.
Every day.
They're doing all kinds of
Every
assaults
day.
and all kinds of
Every fucking day.
Yeah.
you know, killing people. That one girl was beheaded.
Just because you don't see it on Lester the Molester, doesn't think it doesn't happen.
All right.
Yes, there's so much more crime now that they're in the United States, Chad.
All right. Well,
along with drugs.
Let me ask you this then. What do you think should be done here to
Shoot
solve
'em.
this?
Oh my God.
Bullet to the fucking head.
A border wall. Hello. Stop them.
Shoot 5 or 6 of them and it'll stop immediately.
The border. The border.
Got them fucking down.
We have a border security issue.
Murder the motherfuckers.
That is terrible. I don't know.
Haley, what do you think should be done here to stop this?
I don't know. I have no answers. I think this is more of I wouldn't call it an isolated incident, but I don't think it's as prevalent as every day. I don't think
Till
it's
it
happening
happens to
every
your,
day.
till it happens in your
Uh,
backyard.
You know, people are angry. They get upset because, you know, they're seeking asylum from terrible situations, and our government wants to
No, they're
fucking
not. They're terrorists.
put razor wires at the top of fences and keep them out from helping their families. So, you know, what would you do?
So
I always
there's
kind of
some-
ask myself, what would I do if I was an
Get your ass
immigrant
back to
trying to
Venezuela where you
escape
belong.
from something? You know, what would
Get
I
your
do?
ass
What lengths
back
would
to
I go
China
to?
where you belong.
let her talk.
Get your ass back to the Mexican border where you belong. That's what
At
you
one
do.
point, you guys, you know, said that you would do anything for your kids, for your family, even kill for them. So how can you not see that other people would do the same?
Because we live in the United States. We don't have to move. We have to defend. That's where you're wrong.
So privilege?
I don't give a rat's fucking ass about an immigrant's family. Fuck him. I lived in this country. I have served for this country. I have paid taxes in this country, and I'm not giving it to those stupid motherfuckers for free. They're gonna die.
But historically, like we
are
all born of immigrants. Like
no, we're not.
The reason we're here is
you
because of immigration.
You are not 2 generations. You have 2 full generations that spent no time at all in a foreign country. 2 fucking generations. So you do not come from a bunch of fucking immigrants.
No, but okay, but those immigrants who are coming here now, in 2 generations, will be able to say the exact same thing.
That's right. That's why we got to mow them down and cut them off.
Okay, but guess what? We've gone over this before several times. Your grandma Gert, Ellis Island, signed the ledger, told them where they were going, what job they were going to have. That's the way you do it. And guess what? She would have never went over wire. She went through the walkway where they said, immigrants, come through here. We need your name. We need to know where you're going. Hello.
And we need to know how many of you there fucking are.
Didn't one of her siblings die in quarantine?
Probably.
Died on the ship coming across from smallpox. And guess what? They all had to be quarantined then before they could come through Ellis Island.
We have no quarantine.
They did it the right way.
Do you realize that measles, mumps, and rubella are coming back to the United States because of immigrants? Do you even know that?
And
Do you
anti-vaxxers.
even know that?
Don't know.
And because there are people like you who are anti-vax.
All you got to do is get a vaccine and you're fine.
No, I say all we got to do is shoot the fuckers on the border.
Anti-vax? We're not anti-vax. We've got every vaccine there is except the dumb one.
Except the one that's going to give you cancer.
Except the one that is giving now, let's see, 2 of my friends' father's heart trouble. Yeah. One of Dad's good friends' death. Died because of blood clots in the lungs.
They made him get the shot.
Yep. We're not going to get the jab ever.
Okay.
We get all the others.
The definition of an anti-vaxxer.
Well, that's what
exactly. That's what Haley thinks we are.
All right. Let's move on to our final topic here. This is kind of a fun one. We're talking about Joe Biden, Taylor Swift, and the Super Bowl. Biden will skip a pre-Super Bowl interview for the 2nd year in a row, and his aides argue that it's part of their larger plan, not a move to avoid having the president answer questions in front of the whole country. Biden's team sees skipping the interview, which would have aired as a segment of the pregame show and not during peak viewing hours on the CBS broadcast, as a strategic decision to give Americans a break from the politics of 2024 campaign. Advisors say they're seeing people already expressing fatigue with election news, and they want to avoid piling on. The decision was made ahead of last week's right-wing media explosion about Taylor Swift and her boyfriend, tight end Travis Kelce, after he and the Kansas City Chiefs made it to the Super Bowl.
Kelce.
I saw some video with him where he said it's pronounced Kelce, but everybody just says Kelsey. So
Kelce.
I mean, this came directly from him.
Mega Kelce.
They're going to the Super Bowl, and they are going to face the San Francisco 49ers. Mahjong media personalities have been circulating conspiracy theories about the pop superstar, promoting the notion that she is part of a sprawling psychological operations plot staged by the NFL and Democratic Party to deliver the 2024 presidential election to Joe Biden. We're going to cover a bunch of different parts of this because there's some weird shit going on here. But first, let me ask this question. Haley, do you think Biden is avoiding this interview because of political fatigue, as his aides say, or is this to avoid having to sit in front of a camera?
Being on public television? Yeah, it's 100%. Motherfucker cannot articulate a sentence. They said keep him out of the fucking spotlight.
Right. Do you think we're going to get a debate between him and Trump?
No.
I don't think we will either, because I think
We
both
aren't
of them want to
even going to
avoid it.
get a fucking presidential debate. Like, it won't even fucking happen. We're living in the Wild West. This is crazy shit.
Yeah. To not have a presidential debate because neither of the candidates want to have to answer a question on TV is
correct.
Absolutely insane. I think you should be disqualified from being able to run for president if you won't at least do that. Mom, do you think that Biden is avoiding this because of political fatigue, or do you think, like Haley and I, that he just is scared shitless to be in front of a camera?
Well, isn't that the same thing?
No.
Yeah, I think what you're saying on either or is exactly the same thing.
I agree with both of
No.
you. He doesn't have a brain cell left. He cannot talk coherently anytime, anywhere. They shut his mouth. They don't let him talk. I do think Trump would debate him. I think that would be so great.
I think Trump would.
So you know how many debates Trump has been in so far?
What?
None.
0. He's had the opportunity to debate all these other candidates that are in the Republican race or were at least in the past few months.
Not Joe Biden, and they're of no value.
They're not important.
They're of no value to Donald Trump.
And you'll say the same thing if he doesn't want to debate Biden. He's
no,
of no
I won't.
value.
I think
you'll find some excuse to back up that decision.
I have no worry about it. Biden will never debate. His black handlers won't let him.
Oh my God. All right.
Oh my God.
Do
you not think Susan Rice is running this country through Barack Obama? You're a fucking fool.
All right.
Okay.
Now, let me ask you about this second part of this news piece. Do you think, Haley, Taylor Swift is part of a Psy Ops program to win the election for the Democrats?
Let's hope. Let's hope they're down
to
that idiot.
Haley's turn.
Where does this shit come from? Where did it originate? That's what I want to know.
And
I think they make it up.
QAnon fucking circle.
Just like a Reddit, yeah.
It's because they know that Taylor Swift is obviously very liberal. She's going to have a massive opportunity to turn people out to vote for whoever she says to vote for. And
she's
I think
potentially one of the most powerful voices literally in the entire world right now.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll make you a prediction. Okay. Here's one you can write down.
Okay.
If Kansas City gets beat in the Super Bowl, she's done.
Okay, here's what I say.
What?
She's done in what way? She's done with her political influence. It's gone.
No, she can influence her fans to do anything. Buy something, vote for someone.
She won't have the platform anymore. She's already done her tour. She won't be in the fucking box with her black. Who's black in there? She's hugging on all the time.
The dad.
Now you're seeking black people to be just in the vicinity of people you hate, so you can hate them more.
Here we go. Here's what I've jotted.
Black influencing. We've got to stop it.
I jotted notes. Here's my notes.
Race war coming to a town near you.
Here, I jotted my notes. Here they are.
Okay.
She has the right to vote for anyone she wants and say whatever she wants, just like I have the right to go knock on doors and campaign for Trump. She has the right to do that too with Biden. Now, she's trying to target, who is it? All the generation, the Zers, Gen Z, right? That's the age group, right? I find it that in our country right now, celebrity worship is nuts. It's nuts.
You guys do that.
Be quiet. I'm talking. If you have to vote for a president because a celebrity is swaying you to go that way, you shouldn't be voting at all.
Then you guys can't vote for Trump. He's literally a fucking reality TV host.
No, he's not.
Black.
He's a politician.
He's a politician who's run our country well.
He was president of the United States for 4 years. That makes him a politician.
No, but before that, you voted for him when he was a reality TV show host.
Oh, but before that, before you don't even look at reality. You
don't look at reality.
4 years of reality.
You're
full of shit.
You cannot sit here and say that we have a problem with celebrity worship and then vote for Donald Trump. He was a celebrity before he was a politician. That's how he became a politician.
No, he wasn't. He was a mogul real estate developer.
He hosted a reality TV show.
I understand that. That doesn't make his whole
wait a minute.
Out of his whole career. That ain't even 10 years of it.
Has
So blow it out your fucking ass.
That's the
what I
most
wanna
important
know.
thing he did.
Has
No, it
Taylor
isn't.
has Taylor Swift run for any political office? Has she been our president? Has
No.
she been involved in any kind of politics at
No.
all? No. She is
But
a
I
celebrity.
would be willing to wager that if she did,
Yeah,
she'd
she'd win.
fucking win.
100%.
Go for it.
Yes.
That's
Not
her.
once she opened
Go
her
for it.
fucking mouth and everybody figured out how fucking stupid
Here's
she
what
is.
here's where you're
Yeah,
stupid.
so stupid that she's literally the fucking at the forefront of every conversation in the entire world right now. So fucking stupid.
Okay.
Yeah, she is stupid.
Here's the deal.
That doesn't make her
Okay.
smart. That makes the
Okay.
people that are talking about her even more
She's
stupid.
she's
the
actually at a genius level of
Yeah.
marketing,
Oh,
self-promotion,
yeah. Okay.
all of that
All
shit.
right.
Here's the deal. Let's
Member
say
of Mensa. I
let's
know,
say
yeah,
she
yeah,
has
yeah.
some little followers
She's
that
not.
are going to vote exactly the way she says to vote,
Yep.
whether it be Biden or Trump, but we know she's for Biden.
Mhm.
What if the policies of that person they're voting for is not what they really stand for? Then that
Doesn't
makes
matter.
them even more stupid to me.
That's
They should-
literally every politician
Yeah,
ever.
definitely
They'll
that's
tell you
Trump.
what you want to
Oh,
hear,
geez.
and
In
then they do
regard
whatever
to
the
like
fuck they want.
pro-life
What
and
are we
things like
What
that.
are we arguing
Yes.
about?
Okay.
Yep.
Trump versus Taylor Swift. I'll take it
Yes.
every fucking day of the week.
Yeah, go Trump.
Because here's what's going to happen. Here's what
She's
happens
not
with
going to sway
Swifties.
people.
I
She's
was
not
reading
gonna sway
something the other
people.
day, an op-ed saying that like Trump is thinking about like going after Taylor Swift, like kind of
Do not
publicly
do that.
attacking her to try and like
No.
nullify her sway with her fans.
It ain't gonna
But the
matter. Half the
Swifties,
people she sways can't vote.
Who was the one Trump had? The black guy. I always say his name wrong. I don't want to say it because you'll laugh. It's not Kayon. It's not Kion. It's
West.
yeah, the West guy. How do you say his first name?
Kanye.
Kanye. But then we called
hey
him
on.
well, that's nothing like.
I literally
MAGA
had no
Buddha.
fucking idea what you were talking
Hey,
about. Like
first of
Kaon,
all-
who the
first
fuck
of
is
all,
Kaon?
Black women make up their fucking kids' names. They just create them somewhere.
All names are
No
made
one's
up.
ever
All
heard of these
words are created. What are
Wait,
you
this
talking
is-
about?
Look at my cheeks now, ladies. Look at the glow. We don't call him that. We call him. He wanted to be called by a letter. What was the letter?
Yee.
What?
Yee.
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 Yes.
What if
And he also
Ye
said that he was
runs?
Jesus Christ and all this stuff.
Yeah,
Jesus.
what if
yeah.
If
Now
Yee
listen.
runs,
I want to ask one more question about this Taylor Swift thing, because if she really got highly politically motivated and targeted her message and said,
Yeah.
all my Swifties in this specific district, in this specific state, we need you to come out so that we can turn this vote. If she did that,
Yeah.
I personally think she could turn this election whatever
Yes.
way she wanted.
no.
Yes.
Why do
In
you
your
think no,
dreams.
Mom and Dad?
In your dreams,
Because all that's going to do is incite people like us to get out and beat them down.
is she a
And
good?
that will incite Swifties to come kick the living shit. I just gotta say, I think if you had Maja up against
Mahjong.
Swifties,
Swifties.
What about
You're
Yee?
done.
you're
Don't forget
Maja.
done.
Nobody can withstand the raw power of the Swiftie army.
No.
Oh, yeah.
It's true.
It's true.
You
It's
mark
true.
my fucking
It's
words.
true.
This fetish they have with her
Fetish.
will be over the minute Kansas City loses the Super Bowl.
And what if they
That
win?
doesn't even make
Ooh.
sense.
Well, then
No,
you gotta
it-
deal
There's
with
no
it.
sway whatsoever.
No, the
Doesn't
NFL
matter
and
who
the
wins the
Travis
Super Bowl.
Kelce thing and the Super Bowl thing in
Kelsey.
Swiftie world is just like an
Yeah.
interesting kind of fun thing that she's doing
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
She'll
and
be
it
on to
will-
something else next year, and they'll
she
be
will
just as
be-
enamored with that.
They're going to blame her for it, and she'll be less popular.
No,
No, she
no.
won't. She'll
She
be
will
more
not
popular.
sway the vote. She won't sway it at
No.
all.
I think she might.
Okay.
It
No.
really is just up to her, I think, in terms of if she wants to become overtly political or not. If she comes
Yeah.
out and says, look, this vote is important, we need you to turn out in these states or these counties, I think it will happen.
That's putting an X on her head. I don't think she'll do it. Mm-mm.
Put,
Yeah, she's going to
It
need
does-
some more security.
Yep.
there is almost nothing she could do to
Yeah.
fall from grace.
I agree.
No,
Okay.
that's absolutely wrong. That
It's
takes
not.
5 seconds.
Okay. I don't think it's going to matter. I really don't.
All
I
right.
don't either.
Well, that was our show for today. Thanks everybody for
Good.
joining us.
That's that
And
shit.
again, if you have a question you want to ask all of us or any of us, you just record a 1-minute or shorter audio clip. Send it to the necessary conversation pod at gmail.com. And we play the best ones here. Before we go, as we must always do on this program, Mom, I love you. Dad, I love you. Haley, I love you.
Mom, I love you. Dad, I love you. Chad, I love you.
Chad, I love ya. Mega. Haley, I love ya. We didn't get to see your new kitty. And Bob, I love ya.
Love you, Chad. Love you, Haley. Love you, Mary Lou. Arrivederci.
That's a good one.
We'll see you next week.
And he
Bye.
wasn't going to be on today. He didn't want to be on today. I made him.
That was a good performance. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye. Arrivederci.
Bye.
Arrivederci.
Bye.